All right, today's video is going to be about pricing cards and what you should be doing when you're pricing cards to go to card shows or on your eBay store. There are two very different approaches for me anyways on what you should do with both. Before we get into that, let's introduce myself. My name is Dell. I sling cardboard to feed my kids. I recently went into trading cards full time, and I'm sharing my journey along the way so that you guys can pick up tips and tricks from me and we can learn together and bounce ideas off of each other. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe. Thanks for checking it out. In general, I'm speaking about whether you should maximize your dollars and try to get every single penny out of everyone that you ever interact with, or if you should be cutting people deals and making the money move around. And spoiler alert, it's the second one. Now that pretty much goes for card shows. Card shows is basically what I'm talking about there. When you are pricing your cards, go through, check the comps, put stickers on your listings, on your cards that you're putting in your showcases. Actually price everything out. Make sure people can see what you have going on. Nothing is more annoying to me, at least, and probably most people, is going up to a dealer and seeing that they don't have any prices on their cards at all. And you got to ask them, and they sit there and price every single card out. And you sit there for 10 minutes while they price it out, and then they give you a number that's way too high on comps. Not for me. Not for most customers. Make it as easy as possible for them. They come up, they see what your price is. Even if you're a little bit above where the last sale was, at least they can see that you're a reasonable person. And they don't have to worry about you being sky high. Personally, I'm going through my inventory and I'm repricing pretty much weekly. I'm going through and double checking all my prices, whether it's sports cards or TCG, Pokemon. Price movements are crazy. They go up and down 10% on almost a daily basis. So I have a tracking software. I use Polkadata, which I've made videos on before. I use Polkadata, Collector, price charting, all the apps. I use them all. I use them all differently. But get one of those and keep up with the prices and sticker your stuff, and don't go stickering it way above market. If you're going to sticker above market, expect not to sell much. The reason I am so busy at shows is because my prices are where they should be. And I'm surrounded by dealers that price above market. And if you're pricing above market, hoping to get as much money out of somebody as you can, you're not thinking about the big picture. The big picture is you are making that money move. So let's take this for example. Say you have a $100 card. All right, that $100 card, you paid $75 for it. We'll just say 70 for easiness. Round numbers, we'll keep it simple. So you paid $70 for this card. You have it marked at $100. You put it in your showcase and it doesn't sell. Next week, that price moves down to $90. You still have it stickered at $100, but it's at $90 now. All right, somebody sees that you have that stickered at $100. They're reasonable. They could see that that's really close to where it is, and they can negotiate with you. But let's just say that nobody does, and they just move on. All right, they move on to the next show, and you don't sell that card. You're moving on to the next show, and it drops another 10%, and it's at $80, and you have that stickered at $90 because you adjusted it from last week. And they come back up to you and they see that you have it priced at $90, and they negotiate with you, and now it's at $80. So, all right, can you take $80? And you're thinking, man, $10? I'm only making $10 on this card. No, I'm gonna stick it out. I think I'm all right. You can find it somewhere else, or just no, just generally no. All right, silly mistake, and I'll explain why. All right, they don't buy it. They move on. Now another week moves on, and then it drops another 10%. Now you're at $70. You could have taken that 80, and you didn't take it. You take 70. Now you get an offer of 70, which is where the market is, and you're break even. And think of all the opportunities that you are missing because of that. So if you went all the way back and you would have taken that $80, you could have taken that $80 and bought another lot that for $80 that was, say it was worth $120, and you're moving that money. And now 3 weeks later, at this card show, You have $120 worth of cards instead of the $70 you just got from that guy that paid you what you paid for it. It's compounding. Keep that money moving. Also, take losses. Yeah, if you're upside down in a card, take a loss. It's okay. Don't wait for the market to come back around. It might not ever come back around. Take the loss, move it into something else. Move that money into another slab. Move that money into another card. Move it into some sealed product. Whatever it is, just keep it moving. Because you can't compound your money if it's sitting still. Let's talk about eBay pricing. That's a little bit different. I handle that a little bit differently than I do with my show cards. Okay, low end. My floor is $2.49. I did the math, and basically it equals out to about 50 cents a profit after my cost of goods per card. So yeah, 50 cents is not a lot of money, but when you're selling low end, high volume, it's decent. You're good with that. And then the price goes up per card the more you sell. So like if you sell 10 cards, you're going to get like 60 cents per card or something along those lines. So even if you're pricing at $2.49 and there's other people that are on there that are pricing at $1.99, I see some $1.87, $1.75 cards. That's okay. You're still going to make sales on it, especially if you're offering a coupon code and bundling and giving a discount if they do multiple orders. So that's the low end side. Now the high end side, I pretty much am right at market. What I do when I'm listing is I go through and I look at the available listings and I see where everyone else is priced. So like if we're talking like $10, $20 cards, I'm going to be right around there. I don't have to be exactly the lowest. I don't have to be exactly in the middle. I just got to be around that general price range. Stuff that is moving frequently, you don't have to be the lowest price. You just continue to do the same thing and offer a good service, and your reputation will start to build, and you will be able to sell more cards at a higher percentage, I guess. Pretty much the way I used to be the lowest listing on all of my cards, and I don't feel like I have to do that anymore because my store has built itself up and my reputation is worth more than being the lowest listing. I ship fast, I ship securely, and I have excellent communication, and that is worth more than being the cheapest card on the market. All right, but as far as like higher end cards, like $20 and above, I typically go through and I see what is listed, and same thing, I try to be right around towards the lower end of what's listed. I also take into account what has sold recently. If I'm seeing that let's say it's a $50 listing, the lowest listing is $50, but I see it selling around $30, I'll list it for $40 and hopefully get to the middle of that. And if it's selling all day long at $30 and it's not moving, move that price down. Keep the money moving. All right, guys, let me know. You got any tips on pricing out cards and where you should be? Are you having a hard time moving stuff at shows because you're above market? I tell you, man, I sell so many cards at shows, and it's because I'm pricing at market and cutting deals below market, and I'm keeping that money moving. And there's a lot of guys around me that notice it too, and they're sitting there with their overpriced cards and they're mad. I don't know if they're mad at me or in general, but I could see it, man. They're looking at me and they're like, "Just look at this guy. He's selling constantly, running around." I mean, I swear, man, it shows I'm running back and forth, and I'm so busy. And it's because I price fair. And it's the same with eBay. I'm keeping that money moving, and I'm making sales constantly because I'm priced fair. And I offer a great service where you get your cards fast, securely, and with great communication, and that is what is key on eBay. All right, guys, as always, I appreciate you checking me out and following me along on my journey and learning from me. I want to learn from you too. Tell me, what do you guys do with pricing? Do you have any tips? Do you do it differently than I do, and do you have great success? Maybe you got some trials and tribulations. Share them down below and let me know. All right, guys, that's going to do it, and I appreciate you checking it out. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.